Hello everyone, welcome to the lecture number 5 of power system stability. In this lecture, we will discuss the transient stability criteria by equal area criteria. So, as shown in the diagram, this is the power angle curve PE versus delta. As I discussed earlier, the real power transmitted over a lossless line, that is given by power angle equation. Now consider the situation in which the synchronous machine is operating in steady state, delivering a power PE that is equal to PM. When there is a fault occurs in the system, opening up of the circuit breakers in the faulted section subsequently clears the fault. The circuit breakers take about 5 to 6 cycles to open, and the subsequent post-fault transient lasts for another few cycles. So the input power, on the other hand, is supplied by a prime mover that is usually driven by a steam turbine. So as I already discussed, the time constant of the turbine mass system is of the order of few seconds, while the electrical system's time constant is in millisecond. Therefore, for all practical purpose, the mechanical power remains constant during this period when the electrical transients occur. So the transient stability study therefore concentrates on the ability of the power system to recover from the fault and deliver the constant power PM with a possible new load angle delta. So in this lecture, we will discuss one condition. One of the parallel line suddenly switched off. Here in the diagram, a synchronous generator feeding an infinite bus through a double circuit line. Here in the slide, double circuit line, a generator with voltage E angle delta and with having a transient reactance, direct axis synchronous reactance, transient reactance, that is xt dash supplied feeding an infinite bus through a double circuit line. Here CB1, CB2, CB3, CB4, they are the circuit breakers. X1 is the reactance of this line and X2 is the reactance of this line. Okay. So let us consider a system of figure 1 as in previous slide, consisting of a synchronous generator feeding an infinite bus through a double circuit line. The two circuits are operating in parallel. Okay. If one of the circuits is switched off suddenly, the system may become unstable in spite of the fact that the load could be supplied over by the other circuit under steady state conditions. So we shall use the equal area criteria to study the transient stability of the system. When one of the line is switched off, so first of all take the condition when both the lines are operating in parallel. So the power transfer that is given by very simple power angle equation PE1, that is EV by XA sine delta, where XA is the transfer reactance when both the lines are operating in parallel. So remember figure number 1, in that figure X1 and X2 are in parallel. So XA total reactance, that is equal to XT dash plus X1 parallel X2. So this is from figure 1. So we have XA that is equal to XT dash plus X1 X2 divided by X1 plus X2. So PE1 that is equal to EV upon XT dash plus X1 X2 by X1 plus X2 sine delta. So this can also be written as by equation number 3, PE1 that is equal to P max 1 sine delta, where P max 1 that is equal to EV by xt dash plus x1 x2 divided by x1 plus x2. So the power angle curve given by equation number 3, as in previous slide, equation number 3, PE1 that is equal to P max 1 sin delta, and P max 1 that is equal to EV by xt dash plus x1 x2 divided by x1 plus x2. So power angle curve shown here. This is the curve A, P1, both lines in operation, and here this is the curve P when line 1 is suddenly switched off. Here this is PS, mechanical input line, operating point A, operating point B, C and D, and this is the maximum limit of curve B, and this is the maximum limit of curve A. So let the mechanical power input to the generator be PS, as shown in diagram, corresponding to a point A on the power angle curve A of the two lines in parallel. At point A, the load angle is delta naught, and the input power PS at the shaft is equal to the output power PE of the generator. Now, when power PS is being transferred at an angle delta naught, let us suppose that line 1 is suddenly switched off by opening the circuit breakers, circuit breaker 1 and circuit breaker 2. Then what happened? The power transfer is given by, that is equal to P2 equal to EB by XB sin delta. So in this case the reactance is XB, and this is called the transfer reactance when only line 2 is in operation. So what is XB? The value of XB that is equal to xt dash plus x2. Then we have PE2 that is equal to EV by xt dash plus x2 sin delta. So this can also be written as PE2 that is equal to P max 2 sin delta. This is equation number 5. Here P max 2 that is equal to EV by xt dash plus x2. So the power angle curve that given by equation number 5 is shown in curve B, is shown as curve B in figure number 2 in previous slide. Okay. Now the power angle curve given by equation number 5 is shown as curve B as in figure number 2. Let us show the this slide. Immediately on switching off line 1, the load angle delta naught cannot change instantaneously due to rotor inertia. Since the load angle is still delta naught, the output power has reduced to P1. The operating point shifts to point B on the new curve B. This sudden change in generator output is not immediately detected by the governor of the prime mover. So thus the shaft power PS is not changed. Okay. Now the power input to the generator from the shaft is PS, and the power output of the generator into the line 2 is P1. So the power output P1 is less than the power input PS. So the difference PS minus P1 accelerates the rotor. With a slight increase in speeds, the load angle delta naught increases. This load angle delta naught increases. The operating point moves along the curve B from B to point C. At point C, delta that is equal to delta 1, and the accelerating power is 0. But the rotor is running slightly above the synchronous speed. It will therefore continue to advance up to delta 2 due to rotor inertia. However, in the region between delta 1 to delta 2, the electrical power output PE is more than the shaft input power PS. With the result, the rotor slows down. However, in the region between delta 1 and delta 2, this is output P. Now at point D, see the point D, the rotor relative speed with respect to the synchronous speed becomes 0 when delta equal to delta 2. The area A1, this area A1 represented by ACB, equal to the area A2, and the rotor starts swinging back towards delta 1. The rotor will oscillate about C, and the oscillations go on diminishing due to damping. So the operating point finally comes at C, where the input power is equal to the output power again, and that is equal to PE2, that is equal to P max 2 sine delta 1 as shown in figure number 2, and as shown in this figure, P equal to PE2 equal to P max 2 sine delta 1. So if the initial input power PS is increased so that the input line PS is shifted upwards, a limit is reached beyond which the retarding area A2 cannot be equal to the accelerating area A1. If A2 is less than A1, the rotor will overshoot past delta M and the machine will lose synchronism, means unstable. So the maximum value which delta 2 can attain without loss of stability is delta M, and that is given by delta 2, that is equal to delta M pi minus delta 1 in electrical radians. This is shown in the next slide, and the value of PS corresponding to this condition, that is called the transient stability limit. So in this diagram, transient stability limit for the system shown in figure 1, first slide. Okay, so here this is delta M, and delta M that is equal to pi minus delta 1. Okay, now let us take a numerical. A double circuit 3-phase feeder connects a single generator to a large network. The power corresponding to the limit of steady state stability for each circuit is 100 megawatt. The line is transmitting 80 megawatt when one of the circuit is suddenly switched out. Determine with reference to appropriate diagram whether the generator is likely to remain in synchronism. So this is the power angle curve. Curve A when both line in operation, so PE1, and curve B when line 1 is suddenly switched out. So for each circuit 100 megawatt, so for line 1 100, and for line when both line in operation, this is 200 because EV by X. So reactance is the inversely proportional. Okay, so this is the solution here, very simple solution. In this we have to prove the area A2 is less than area A1. If this is A2 less than A1, the system is stable. So here the power angle curve, power angle equation P equal to P max sine delta. So from this diagram, by this equation, find the value of delta 1 and delta 2. P equal to P max sine delta. So for curve A, this is 80, that is equal to 200, maximum value 200, and delta 1, so we have delta 1 that is equal to 0.4115 radian. Very simple calculation. Similarly for curve V, this 80 that is equal to 100, maximum value 100, sine delta 2, so we have delta 2 that is equal to 0.9273 radian. So again area A1 that is area ABC, and this can be find by area of rectangle ACGF minus area BCGF under the power angle sine curve. So very simple calculation, and after solving we get 9.6 megawatt radians. Similarly area A2 that is CDE, this is equal to area CDEHG under the sine curve B minus area of rectangle CAG, and finally we get area A2, that is equal to 17.04 megawatt radians. So here area A1 is less than area A2, so the system is stable. So that's all for now. Thank you very much and wish you all good luck.